Okay, oh, good. Okay, looks like we're on. We're working. Good, everything is wonderful. Okay, so what we are doing today is that we are, well, at least what I'm doing. I don't know if you're working on another project, but thank you for joining me today on this video. Okay, this is the second video in a series. I've already done a first one, and I am just making a quilt. So I wanted to show everybody the process of what goes on in a quilt. So as you noticed yesterday, if you watched the first video, it's a little long, but yeah, just not too long. It takes you through a lot, so you can actually quilt along with it. I was cutting all the fabric, and here are all the little fabric squares that I need right now to make my three yard quilt, which I'm working on. So I think I've lost half the stuff I'm supposed to do. Let me go find my pencil. Get my pencil. Okay, so right now I'm making what is known as a right square, or an HST. So it's a half square triangle, and it's going to require, of course, two squares. I'm going to take one light, one dark. Okay. And what I am going to do is I'm going to draw a line right here with my ruler. Okay, so here's the line of my ruler, and here is my fabric. So here's the other one I need to connect it to. So what you need whenever you have this is you need right sides facing. Let me go see here. This one. Okay, and I can't. So this is actually like a batik here, so I can't really tell what's the what do you call it? The light and the dark. I know there's a way in, some people say, but truth be told, there really is no right or wrong side to this. So what I did, I drew a line down here, and what I'm going to do is sew 1/2, or I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch from one side and then a 1/4 inch from another. This project requires quite a few half square triangles. So what I'm going to do here is be very careful I'm talking, because I don't want to run my mouth and make a mistake. Is I'm going to take each of these and I'm going to draw a line down the center of the lighter fabric. Okay, if you have a white pencil, you might want to choose the darker fabric. And I'm just going to swipe down like this. And right now I'm just going to do that with all of them so that it makes it just a little quicker for us. Okay, and there was quite a few triangles and quite a few half squares, half square triangles for this that was required. However, it's that was just going to take too long. So I know, as you noticed yesterday, the video was a little longer because I was showing how to how to cut fabric, because I want people to know exactly how fast or slow cutting can be. And of course it was very fast for me, so it took the video is about I would say a little over an hour. So if you have time or you want to quilt along, go ahead and do that. That is just fine. Here I'm going to try to make it a little shorter, because when it gets to the actual piecing, okay, that's where we can run really into some challenges here. So what I'm going to do with these today is I am going to use a method, no, whoops, that's totally wrong. I'm going to use a method known as chain piecing. This is where you can do multiples of what you're doing instead of doing it in individual. So something like half square triangles, that's a very important method here, because it can take a long time to complete. Or yeah, it can take a while, and it can get very tedious if you do them individually like that. So especially when you have a lot. I believe this one has. I'll check later. So yeah, just remind me. I'll put it on the video as I'm working along. So what I want to do right now, I do have a 1/4 inch foot on my Baby Lock Quilter's Choice Professional. Yes, it is very old and is very loved. So what I'm going to do there's a line here. Everybody need a pencil. Okay, so there's a line here, and I want to sew a 1/4 inch away from that line. Sometimes you have what's known as a scant 1/4 inch. I don't use that because that gets on my nerves, but sometimes it is required to actually do that because of the pattern that you'll be using. Okay, so you just want to make sure your pieces are lined up here, and that you have the right sides facing. So as here, this is, I believe, yeah, this is Alchemy by Tim Holtz here, this green. And whoever made this batik, it's probably Hoffman. It has the leaves. So, but what you want is you want right sides together. And you want to sew right there on that line. So, once again, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to leave that in the machine. We're not going to cut anything just yet, because we're going to lay the next piece right along. So this is great, because normally what you have is a machine can give you a hard time sometimes in the fact that, yeah, okay, so what it has is that you have a machine, sometimes it doesn't catch the fabric all the way, and sometimes it gets a little annoying. So you have what's known as a leader fabric that goes through. This avoids all that and makes things a lot faster. So I got this and this. Okay, and I think, wow, okay, no. I am missing one of my squares. I'm gonna have to find one of my squares here. So, but I'm gonna finish this first, and then I'm just gonna show you, and then deal with that square later. I'm looking if it's on my thing. I mean, I do my best to keep everything neat, so sometimes that happens in quilting, but that's okay. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I'm going to make that square or find that square, because it is somewhere. So right now I'm just going to do this and show you. Okay, so I got this. I got one side done, and you know what? Did I run out of bobbin 3? I think I did. Okay. Yeah, so let me go check this here real quick, make sure all of them are complete. Going to get my, while I'm at it, I'm also gonna make sure I didn't double up some fabric here. Okay, nice to have a little cutter on the side. That's pretty much standard with all machines. So let's get to here. One. There's two. And there's the third one that didn't come up. Okay. Sometimes make a little noises. Okay, so normally if you don't have to change the bob there, it's a lot easier, but okay, so here we go here. I'm gonna go right on the other side of that line. So this is a 1/4 inch foot. So if I place it, I don't my needle pointer. So if I place it either to this side or this side, the needle's always in the center. This is a straight stitch machine, so don't really have to worry too much about that when you're quilting. So okay, got that there. I look my little other green one, which is probably floating around. I probably accidentally dropped it or something, but there's that part. Okay. Then we have it here. I'm gonna just take my scissors. Some people have like a little tiny thing that you can just move along, cut the thread. I don't worry about that. Okay, because I never really have too much of that anyway. I had one of those. You just pull it over and just go pop, 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 pop. Okay, and that just got on my nerves. So we don't worry about that one anymore. Okay, so watch your eyes here. We're gonna move this over. Okay, see if this comes down a bit. Look, not up, down. Don't see my. There we go. And what we're simply going to do, and now you can either take your scissors, which is easy for me, and you just want to cut ends to ends. So there's your little 1/4 inch right here. There's your little thing, but of course we are not done yet. Okay. And you can also take your rotary cutter, place it on the edges right there, point to point in the center, not on your seam line. Okay. Just take your rotary cutter and just go right down. So either way is good. Some people use the scissors because changing your rotary cutter, I mean, these things last a long time, but if you do a lot of quilting, yeah, they will go down like crazy. And they do make, what do you call them? They do make sharpeners for them and stuff like that. However, rotary blades get to be really expensive, and everybody hates changing the blades. I don't care how easy they make it. So, okay, so now we have this here. Okay, and we have this. Yay. Okay, so okay, so that's step number something or rather. But yeah, we are moving along either way. So now what you want to do, now there's 2 ways to do this. Okay, let me go move this over here. I'll try to cut this out so you don't get dizzy. We can get dizzy when we're, oh, you know what? I was gonna go one step too far. One step too far. I forgot one thing. Okay, so when we have right square triangles, okay, if you just go ahead and you just take this, right? And then, you know, you like fold it, of course, you know, to the dark side, and you just use it as is. It's going to be a tiny bit off and accurate. So in this case, what we want is a 3.5 inch triangle. We want a certain size. We want a 3.5 inch triangle. But if you notice here, okay, this is the 3 inch, and here's the 1/2 inch right here. So I am truly off by at least about 1/4 of an inch, and we don't want that. Okay, so what they've done is invent a really miracle tool here. There's 2 kinds of blocks, and some people like one or the other. I am liking this. I just got this. This is the Clearly Perfect Slotted Trimmer, and what I've done here, because yeah, so you know how I love non-slip things. I have this, and then I have a special spray that goes on the back. I learned this from Matt Cox. So usually it's a little clearer, but it has a grippy thing that you can spray on, and that keeps your fabric from sliding. Okay, I don't know which side is better. So what I usually do when I have the half square triangle is that I go ahead and I lay this dotted line on the seam line, and then you'll see that everything else is grayed out, and you should have a line down here. The solid line goes on the bottom. So that means, yay, my 1/4 inch is perfect, and we love that. We so do love that when our 1/4 inches are perfect. And then, okay, we want to cut here, and then there's a little groove here that you can cut your little ears off or extras or whatever. Okay, and then you want to cut that side and that side. Okay, so now do remember I am ambidextrous, so I can use either hand when I'm cutting, and I know that confuses some people, so I do apologize ahead of time. So now here we just have this. Now this may not seem a lot, okay, but as I was cutting before when I started on the video, this is what you get. So if you have all of this and you're trying to do your quilt, then yeah, you are going to have a hard time trying to get your pieces to fit properly. So you don't want that. That is a larger. That equals at least, even though it doesn't seem like much, it equals at least a couple of inches for real when you're doing that. When you're trying to put all of your pieces together right. Now I love this clearly slotted trimmer. I've never really used it before because I usually just lay my square over, which of course everyone is free to do. Gotta do you, and what makes things easier for you is that normally what some people do I'll show you here in a second is geez, where's my little square? I have a little square. You can also take your square. Okay, this is a little big, so this is like it's a monster here. I know I need a 3.5 here. So what you would normally have to do, okay, you can sometimes go to the dark side or the light side. What I choose to do each time is I will take my awl, and this is just a Amazon awl, and I'll go right down here and I'll flatten out the seam. Okay. And okay, so I could flatten out the seam here. Okay. And I know that I need 3.5 inch squares here. So what I will do here is I will go in here and I will find the 3.5 inch mark on my ruler. Okay, and normally this ruler just, and that's the pain sometimes. You want to go down here. This is your 45-degree angle, so you want to line it up here. Usually with your seams flat, but if you press them to the dark side, as you will see most quilters do, because it helps them a lot with seam matching. And so what I want to do is go here towards the center, make sure that my line is matched up with my seam line. I want to go over here and go over here. Yep, it'll slip just a little bit, probably inaccurate. So take my little shavings off there. Then I want to turn it around. Not that, because this side is going to be a perfect 3.5 inch here. So I'm going to mark that here. Make sure my line is up to here, and shave all that off. Okay. And then, of course, where's the other one I just did? Oh, I didn't iron it. So of course, that is going to lead to a, you can also, that's just perfect right there. But this just takes less steps. Okay, oh cool, and your dog ears off too. Okay, but this takes a few steps out of it here. So as you can see, I cut, how many did I cut? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so the same amount of cutting is that, and both of them are just as accurate as the last one. So I looked at here, I'm gonna look down here. I'm gonna use my awl here. Okay. And I do iron these, but I like putting them all flat first here just to give me a little heads up. Okay. And here's that. Okay, I'm gonna give it a good iron here real quick. I'm gonna go right on the seam. Don't know if you want to see that, but okay. Okay, I'll shut off one off. So let me go see. I don't think there's too much of a difference between either method. 1 second here. Okay, so let me test it with my square here. Okay, so I got here, and of course the one I did before, 3.5 inches. That's good. Oops. Okay, gotta remember I dropped that. And this one, of course, lay that along the line here. And of course, yeah. Okay, good. They're both 3.5 inches. So either way that you want to use that. Oh, sorry. I want to make sure I don't lose that. Either way you do it, I think it's just fine. Was that whatever is faster for you, that's what you do. Remember, this is your quilt. So you do you, and everything will be perfect. And if you ever need some assistance, you can drop a comment or two. You can also like and subscribe. That will help me tremendously. I started this channel, I believe, over about a year or two ago, and I just got so swamped with work that yeah, I just got so swamped with work, I just didn't have any time at all to sew and do that. So I was just really into quilting, and I didn't have that much time. But now I'm so into it. I've joined this site called. Okay, so already then, here we go. We have done all the right square triangles that we needed for the project, and I just put them in order. Okay, and so what I'm going to here now is I'm just going to take these are the longer strips right here, so I'm gonna do these first. Got my little kitty, she just had her medication, so she wants attention, so I guess she had some issues there with some breathing, so she's got to take some medication. But she's doing fine and doing all right. So I'm going to go ahead and chain piece these here to make sure everything goes just a little bit faster. Okay. And this is one of, this is still a one block quilt, but it's, what do you call it? It's, they're both the same, they just have a different colorway in each of them. I'll show you. One is like, one of course is going to look like this right here, and then the other one is going to look like that. So they're just going to be light and dark. So that's all I'm going to film right now, because I know these videos are just a little bit long, but I'm trying to make it just a tad shorter for everyone here. So let me go get these in here. Okay, this is called chain piecing. And chain piecing is a little faster than that if you do it. So you just want to make sure that whenever you're chain piecing, you are keeping everything the way it needs to be. Okay, as far as the order of the blocks that you're putting together, or the order of the blocks, pieces. Mini blocks make a big giant block, so that makes sense. So so we're almost at the end. So when I'm done with this, it's only going to be like 12 blocks to put together. That's how easy this quilt is. Here, I'm just gonna quietly sew here, make sure that everything is at peace. I love this machine. This is a Baby Lock Quilter's Choice Professional here. So that means all the blocks are, all the feet and everything is designed for the standard 1/4 inch that we do use. So, okay. Okay, here. And so, some of these blocks, and I'll show you in a minute, there are some points here. The thing with this block is that you do need to make sure that your points are on tip. Now, this is something all quilters face when they are piecing together a block. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I know the other two did have some points that did cause me a bit of concern, but I'm going to take a look at that, and if I need to pick something out and then resew it, I'll go ahead and I'll do that. So and I do not know if I'm going to get through the actual quilting today, of course, but that's going to be, I think that's going to be a part 3. So yeah, so that's going to be a part 3 of this series. Okay, so this is here, and I'll check them out. Still going to iron towards the left side just to make sure that all the pieces are the way they're supposed to be. And we'll try to make sure. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, path so far. Great. Okay, great. Okay, get to the iron here. so good. Where's my baby Abigail? She sees me over there talking to myself. And I'm actually speaking to you, the viewer. Yeah, she is. I'm running out a little steam. I need to get some water. That's okay. Give me a second. You know, you can use a dryer. You don't always need steam. Just always good to have, just to make sure your seams are nice and flat, and just helps the fabric relax a bit, so that you can get those perfect points we all desire. Again, I'm still taking the long way out here. So yeah, so great. That is step one. Everything looks lively here. And then these guys right here, what I'm going to do, these put one on one side, one on the other side. Okay. 1/4 inch here. Flip that over. Flip that over. Of course, I promise I'll speed some of these parts up here so the video goes faster, because I know like I said, the last one was pretty long, and didn't get any comments one way or the other. It looks like everybody who's watched it so far does have a good idea, and they actually watched the video all the way through. So I thank you so much for all who did. It always helps me a lot to make sure I know exactly that I'm reaching my audience and doing what I need to do as far as achieving my goals of getting a really successful YouTube channel here. So I've gotten a lot of encouragements from my quilty friends out there to keep doing what I do and just put along. To keep that needle down. Okay. I'm really making sure that I got all my little points the way they're supposed to be. So. Plus, I thought it was also important that people actually see the process of quilting and how long it takes. Like I said before, if you're having a project or you're doing a project, maybe you're trying even the same one, the same pattern that I am, then I guess it'd be really, really cool to be able to follow along at the same time. Sometimes I see a quilting YouTube video and everybody goes so fast, you're like, oh man, how can I ever do that? So in this way it shows you that yes, quilting takes time. And getting those pieces right each time is always important. So with any craft you have, you don't want to rush it. So see, I cleaned up again, and I don't need those big old scissors. I just need this little snipper here. So here goes snip, snip. Okay. Iron away. I'm not gonna concentrate on ironing to the light side or the dark side. Okay, so. Trying to keep my head up here so I can make sure as I'm going along that I'm following. So the directions are a little bit different than the way I'm doing it right now. But as I said before, whatever makes you feel comfortable and whatever gets you that, whatever gets you to the end, is what you do. So yeah, the pattern always may say one thing, but you have a choice to change that pattern up, do what you do. Yeah, so I think I'll still keep filming here. I can time myself. Okay. Okay. And I guess right now it's just best that I work with a dry iron, because sometimes steaming on these small pieces can cause them to stretch a bit, and you don't want that when you're trying to really get accurate piecing. So that's a good thing here. So good. These are correct here. I'm going to work on these next. Make sure these are lined up correctly. And I'm just silent because, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna speed some of these up, so I'm not gonna try to speak and talk at the same time. It sounds weird. Okay, I'm here. I'm having a good old time here, so loving what I do. Alrighty then. David Scissorhands. Having a good time. Yeah, this is why I need to go live. And I'm just ironing. Right now I'm ironing over here to the dark side because I don't feel there's any real need. It doesn't feel really bumpy. I'm really smooth, so ironing to the dark side is somewhat faster than that. I don't know why. So Okay, checking these out. Okay, good. So far, so good. Plus, I can see how fast I'm doing this while I'm. Thread came out. I always make sure that you have enough thread on your leader machine there. Fortunately, this is a real good machine. Just go ahead, do the wow, that seems to have broken again. Let me go see. I think something maybe the tension. I think I probably got it wrapped around something that shouldn't be here. So let me go check this. Tighten this up. Beep. Tight here. Sure, I got a good grip on my thread. Okay, so I think it's yeah. I think that will work. Yeah, okay, I forgot it. Got a certain part that happens, and you just move along. Get the sucker rethreaded. Now, keep it happening too much, you know, you may need to stop, rethread your machine, place the bobbin back in, take the bobbin out, place the bobbin back in, make sure it's a good clean bobbin and it's didn't tighten. Sometimes what happens is that you will not your bobbin might not thread correctly. So that means it'll be too tight, or it should go really, really even around the bobbin thread. And if it doesn't, it causes issues with your upper tension there. And it causes the needle to actually pull out. So just a little handy troubleshooting tip if that ever happens to you. This machine is so good for being 5 or 6 years old. I have quilted with this machine, sewed with this machine, done every kind of thing with this machine, and it just keeps on going. In fact, I'm able to take apart. It's also that simple. I'm able to actually take it apart, go inside, clean everything, and get that done along with it. So not going to sew 2 pieces the way you want to like that. Yeah, I accidentally grabbed a extra piece. That happens sometimes when you're piecing your your quilt together, you'll accidentally grab two, and you're supposed to have a certain number of pieces. Then all of a sudden you're short one. When that happens, check your chain piece. Okay. Make sure one of them doesn't have two sets of threads here. Okay. Yeah, but definitely once you learn your chain piece, it goes a lot faster. So, okay, that's it actually was, yeah, that's where the thread got caught in, so let's get rid of most of that. Yep, okay. That was just the top thread that got stuck. But we're okay now. Okay. Good. Okay. Almost there. Oh boy, looks like patience is a virtue. If you're still watching, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. If not, I'm sure you'll come back to the video later. That's how sometimes these things work. You know, a lot of videos I have to come back to later. Check my okay, good. So far, so good. Just need to make sure. Just to make sure I go over the points here properly so that I have some nice pretty points. We all want that. Now I'm not going to be too picky with it because 9 times out of 10 you're pretty on tip with it, and if you're not, you just check your piecing as you go. So if you see one, just make sure that you catch it. So that you can fix it up. Okay. Okay, so let me go see here. going to happen. It seems to nest too well. Maybe one or two of them, so. Good. So we have that. So just continue along here. Remember, I am gonna, well, thinking more to myself, I am going to speed this up. I promise I will. On that, so that you can get a good idea. Not falling down. And sometimes I'll just be watching YouTube videos and stuff like that while I'm quilting. I mean, it doesn't even have to be the same quilt I'm doing. So that also helps when you're doing another quilt, especially until I get some more subscribers with a few more likes. So yeah, so don't forget, like and subscribe. Any YouTuber would tell you they want to know they're doing a good job in there connecting with our audience. Okay, and don't forget to comment below on things you might want to see. So, okay. So far, so good. I think so. Pretty sure everything's going the same way here, in the way that it needs to be. Remember, I know a quilt takes a long time. Piecing is not nothing in quilting is a super speed test, okay? Unless I need to get it actually quilted in a hurry, then I'll just do my little squiggly lines. Then here, okay, and that, yeah. So I'm definitely going to speed this up, so you're going to probably hear me speaking like nucleus. Okay. Oops. Did I run out of bobbin thread already? I don't think I should have. Let me go see what's going on here, because it doesn't look like it's... Oh, is not something I am trying to deal with right now. It sure did. Something's going on. Okay, so looks like, yeah, let me go stop the video because something, yeah, something happened here. Okay, so, yeah, let me go stop the video. I'm gonna have to check this machine out and find out what's going on. Okay, so, something not cooking with gas. It's okay, I'll get through it. I'll just be right back after I figure out what's going on, okay? Okay, thanks. Down, down, down. Bad girl, bad girl, bad girl. No, down, 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 down. Does not play. That's not even ready yet. Okay, hey, what's up? So, got it done. Well, not done. What I have right now is I'm just laying it out, checking everything and seeing if there's a few blocks that I have to do here. And so far, yes, I'm pretty good. Looks wild. I just really like this. So glad I chose this pattern. And so I'm gonna get back when I get everything. Yeah, gonna get back when I get everything sewed up and binded and finished. Okay. Okay. I'll catch you later.